Hello there, Tide Travellers, it's your girl Old Father Thames here, and I forgot to record an intro, so this is me saying hello, and let's see what we're going to find today. I'm not even apologising for taking this one because it's actually a really lovely piece of German stoneware, and there across section you can see the form. You can see this base that I absolutely love. I'm a sucker for these bases. And there you can see the inner side of the pedestal. This type of Siegberg jug is also known as a Yakoba jug due to a 17th century find spot in the Netherlands. Several were found in the hunting lodge of Teylingen Castle, home to Yakoba of Bavaria, and the place where the 15th century Countess Yakoba von Bayern spent her final years. According to the Rijksmuseum, legend has it that the Countess made her own Yakoba jugs to counteract the boredom of living out her days in the castle. It was long thought that the jugs originated in the Netherlands, but as we know, this type of stoneware was made in Siegberg in Germany. Yeah, that's a lovely piece. I do collect these. And, you know, I don't take everything, although it may seem like it. I'm just looking for it actually, to prove that I have the willpower to leave something, although I've now lost it. There was a piece of medieval pot shard I found over there. I have left it. Uncharacteristically, like me, I've left it. But yeah, this one is too good to leave. Another one that I'm going to leave is this, lovely as it is. That there, that looks to me, is it a base or is it a handle? I think that's a base and a foot. Sometimes these can be tricky. Could be a handle, but I think it's a base because you see there, it looks like it's flicking up into the side of a vessel, and that has been glazed on the inside because it would have been a cooking vessel. If you would like to challenge the notion that is a foot, I don't know, it does look very handly from that. No, I'm going foot, and if you know better than me, you let me know in the comments. So, not taking that one and taking that one. I'll pop this down for someone else to find. Now, I may be revising my theory here, because look, there's a little stab mark in there, which is a good indicator of a handle. I will possibly consult the guru, Richard Henry. And then a piece of lovely orange peel-like salt glaze, Bellarmine possibly, or just a salt glaze jug. Okay, yeah, this might be coming with me after all. Ha-ha. I don't quite know why I'm ha-haing, because actually it's only me who loses on space in my already cramped living quarters. But anyway, just gonna have a quick peep around here and see if there's anything else lovely and juicy to find. A nice little piece of Hampshire Surrey borderware here, some medieval pottery with this green glaze. I guess you will be calling this Tudor green, possibly. And the thing I love about this, you can see this application of green glaze that is possibly part of a bib of green glaze. It's just been sort of splatter applied on there. Oh my goodness, there. You can probably hear the tide smashing in here. Yeah. Okay, so lovely. Part of a bellied vessel, some kind of jug. I think, I don't know, hard to tell, isn't it? Possibly that way, and that's the base, and there's a little line around the base there. Because of the way that has dripped down, I would say it's that way. Thrown on a wheel, you can see the lines there, the movement of the wheel. Anyway, yes, you know it, keeping this. Here's a game of something that looks like something else. I thought that might be a strange glaze on some ceramic, but actually, when I had a look, it is some glass with, you know, this incredible kind of patina on it. I'll be leaving it. I just wanted to show you the colour that it takes on. Oh, there we go. Bit of the maker there, so not too much age to it, but lovely patina it's taken on. And I'll pop this back down. Quite a few little medieval pot shards coming up, and this is a gorgeous piece. Look at the base there, speckledy glaze and some clear glaze. Green glaze, pottery, firing scar there maybe, cross section, lovely. And then this tiny piece here. Yep, leave these for someone else to find. Down here I can see it shining out very clearly. Oh, I've seen another piece as well. Okay, let's go and have a look at this first. What's this? Some salt glazed ware. The neck of, oh no, the handle. Of a jug, some sort. Okay, and then down here we've got English stoneware. There for a contrast. So this is 18th century press moulded white stoneware, and there's an older piece of stoneware. I'm guessing 18th, 19th century. Ooh, little irregularity on there. Lovely. I'm not going to take that one, but yeah, nice to see that little irregular bit. Pop that back down. And I'm not going to take this either, but I do like to look at the patterns because they are easily identifiable. Perhaps you're about to share in a serendipitous moment with me, perhaps not. So out here on the foreshore, okay, tiny story time, out here on the foreshore, I think we get so caught up in finding, obviously that's why we're here. Sometimes, certainly I, forget to just stop for a minute and, you know, take my time. So, I'm not going to lie to you, I was taking my time now because I got my phone out to text someone, but while I was doing that, I did spot something. Let's see, is this going to be a total nothing or is it a something? If it's a nothing, ignore everything I said, just crack on with finds. Right, let's have a look. It's in here. It's down here. There. Ooh. What's it gonna... Oh. Well. It's a nothing, so forget my philosophical musings. I thought this was going to be a little bracelety, linky, gemmy thing, but you see, ooh, look at that gooey bit. You see how the foreshore does that to you. Okay, so crack on with just finding, and don't bother spending any philosophical moments deep in thought or texting. No, I'm joking. Okay, I'm going to have a look around here. Let's see what that is. Tiny bit. Okay, I'm going to have a bigger look. Hopefully have something quality to show you soon. Alright folks, we've got something. It's not that old, but it's old enough. And as I get older, other things become older. And I thought they were just a few years ago. So, rambling. Have you found it yet? It's down here. I haven't taken it out yet. There we go. Let's... Oh, very smoothly came out. So, George V. Lovely big penny. And that is 1915. Wow. Or is it 1916? No, 15. Blimey, the world was about to change. My grandfather born in 1911. Yeah, long time ago actually, but not that long, considering we find Roman finds down here as well. Still, there we are, lovely, handsome penny. Gorgeous bust on there, very clear. Yeah, nice one. Pleased with that. Continue having a little look round here. There we go. A quick mention of the First World War at this point. Finding a George V penny, how could I not? In 1915, we'd already been at war for a year. World War I having broken out in 1914, the trigger point being the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Now, in 1915, we saw many notable events, including the first use of chlorine gas by the Germans at the Second Battle of Ypres, the sinking of the Lusitania, the Gallipoli campaign, and the first Zeppelin raid on London. It was also the year that Italy joined the Allied forces, significantly changing the balance of power. World War I continued until precisely 11 a.m. on the 11th of November 1918, with the signing of an armistice between the Germans and the Allies, a day now remembered as Armistice Day. Just one more thing. If you watched that talk that we recorded, Sean Clark Mudlark gave, there's a really interesting nugget in that talk. I mean, the whole talk is interesting, so I'll put the link in the video description. I know I often say that and sometimes forget to put the links in, but I will. Anyway, Sean reveals the identity, the true identity of Britannia in that video. Very interesting, so go and have a watch of that. All right, let's crack on. I know you can see this one because it's right here. Interesting piece here, floor tile, I think. Definitely gonna have to check with Richard there, but look at that gorgeous marbly glaze. Slip, I think. Yeah, I think that's slip. Marbled, reminds me of the costrals, the Italian marbled costrals that you find. I'm gonna speak to Richard about this because I don't actually know. Rather handsome, another handsome thing. This tile really threw me. What an unusual looking potsherd. The glaze reminded me of an Italian marbled costral fragment, but the shape, as I've said, a tile looking thing, totally flat. As it turns out, having spoken to Richard Hemery, the pottery doctor, it is a Dutch Delftware floor or stove tile, known as a geflammed, flamed tile. The face carries a mesmerising swirly marble design, and they appear to be incredibly rare to track down. This technique, geflammed, was developed in the 17th century and carried on till around the 19th century. Now, the reason they're so rare, apart from scarcity, no two pieces are ever the same. They're so rare that one design studio in Brockley, London, called Not Quite Past, are recreating geflammed tiles using AI. Now, whatever your thoughts on AI, it's good to see it being put to use in this way, openly and honestly, to bring a little of the past into the present. So here are some of their tiles on the screen. In addition to the marbled type of geflammed tiles, the same technique was used to create designs with grid patterns. And here's one now on the screen from Regged Tiles. Regged say this very rare Delft tile was made around 1640 and depicts a flamed pattern, although description of these type of tiles often vary. The tile is close to 400 years old, but makes an extremely contemporary impression. Interesting to see that the geflammed are not only in marbled, but also these grid pattern tiles as well. You might have noticed the geflammed tile fragment I found on the foreshore is much thicker. I had thought this denoted an earlier date, but the slim tile available from Regged was made in 1640, so the jury is out there. I'm trying to find more info about geflammed in general, and while the Museum Rotterdam does have some in their online collection, there's no images I can see, so my quest for information about these geflammed flame tiles continues. Thanks to Richard Hemery, the pottery doctor, my go-to pottery consultant, along with Mark Souden. He sent me some images from the brilliant book De Nederlandse Tegel, the Dutch tile 1570 to 1930 by Jan Pluijs. Just as well that Richard is a bit of a lifesaver, because copies of this book are £130 plus. I've had my eye on a copy for years, but haven't got one so far. Anyway, geflammed tile, hope you enjoyed it. So I'm in this nice little area here, looks very promising, and I just noticed down here, modern fine but promising sign. It's a penny to me, oh maybe 5 pence, battered obviously, our modern coins, 1 penny. Okay, I'm gonna have a look in this area, let's see if anything pops up. Okay, second little philosophical point of the day. I've just spent ages here in this patch because it's a nice patch, right? But what do I have to show for it? Not a great deal, not a great deal. However, the philosophical element to this little spiel is that it's nice looking through these sandy, gritty patches to find a handful of metal shrapnel bits. There you go, little air gun pellet. Incidentally, you know, I went to see my dad recently. He gave me the air gun pellet that was pulled out of his head, shot into his head by one of his friends when he was a little chap living on a farm. I think his name was Graham Flack. Shot him in the head. Anyway, I've got that bullet at home, that air gun pellet. So there, hang on, there. I was just speaking to Philly Gumbo, who's down here as well, and I said, what do you reckon, Phil? I think a little bit of pilgrim badge all day long. He said, not so sure. I'm going with a bit of pilgrim badge frame, but it could equally be something from a little lead toy or trinket. Yeah, so maybe I'll have a look at home. Little broken, I know everything's broken, annular buckle there, missing its tongue, prong, whatever you like to call it, some type, and a corset, basque hook, ooh la la. So, and some modern coins. But yeah, it's nice just having a little look through this kind of stuff. And you never know, amazing things do pop up, so it's worth the effort. I was just saying to Phil that in this area, sometimes you get a real rock shifting day, and there's nothing for it but just to move some rocks around, obviously taking care that there aren't any shrimps or elvers or anything like that hiding under them. Okay, waffle over, I will continue. Alright, it's down here. It's a fine 50 pence, lovely 50 pence piece going in my charity box. Charity not for me, they eventually go on to a random charity. So yeah, 50p to go in the penny box. Lovely. Okay, decisions were made. I decided to come back on myself, and this is what we like to see. Whether we find anything we like to see in the patch we like to see is anyone's guess, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's see. We got a partial coin here. I'm not sure what it is yet. I need to get that home and have a look whether it's actually a jeton or a coin. Whether it's a jeton or a coin. Yeah, you can make a bit of the detail. I mean, it's knackered, but good sign. Bit of an old coin. I've got it. Oh god. Okay, to explain, this area here, fab, but I've got to work really quickly because the tide is blasting in, which also means the tide could be pushing new stuff in. So yeah, I'm not catching everything I find on camera, but I'll give you a little peek at the end. All the bits and bobs, anything significant I'm filming, obviously. Okay, right, bit distracted, sorry, right, let me get back down there. Okay, just quickly, because I'm going to get blasted, there may be some bits in here, but I've just spotted another George down here. There he is, let's have a look. I think the tide's about to smash it. Oh, bugger. I just dropped something, probably not that significant. Here we go, 1921 on this George, nice. Let me see if I can find what I just dropped before the tide smashes on in. I mean, this is a really nice area with lots of potential, but oh my goodness, I've already had a foot full of water. Obviously I'm really mindful of the tide, but sometimes you just get, oh, there we go. Oh god, that was the thing I dropped. It was my coin. My partial coin. Alright, I must go and put these away, and then I'll pop back to this area. I'll show you the tide smashing in. So, here it comes. Yeah. It's gonna really blow. In fact, where is my bag? Okay, it's up there. Yeah, so I was kind of looking away and then I just got this massive wave out of nowhere. I got my entire leg. So you got to work quickly on these spots. Nice, another George. Pleased with that. And my coin, but I don't know what it is, partial coin. Okay, I'm going to go and put these away and then carry on. Another one for the glass fans. There you go, the base of a chunky early 20th bottle. There we go, London. You heard it here first. Little partial pipe bowl, but you know where I've taken it because of this detail on here. Beautiful kind of tulip looking, I think that must be a tulip. And then there, I wonder what, more tulips or, I don't know, I'm going to have a look online and we will find out. It's windy, so I don't know if you can hear me, but it's turning out to be a real coin day. There's a halfpenny, and I found some other modern coins along the way, dirhams and other things. Oh my goodness, what is a video of mine if I'm not dropping a find? Okay, there we go. So, yeah, a halfpenny. Let's see if there are any more coins lurking here. There you go. I often forget to give you a look inside my finds box. So here are some of the things from today. Not everything, but some bits. So in there we've got lots of beads, some little lead semi-nothings, a hook and an eye. There we go. And then that coin that I need to ID. Potential, it's a bit of decorated lead, isn't it? So you know, it's either going to be part of a toy, 18th century lead toy, or maybe part of a pilgrim badge. Oh, I don't know, now I look at it again, I think Philly was probably right about that. Broken annular buckle. Oh, tiny little lead shot. And then we've got all the coins from today. These two being the best. 2 George V pennies, 1915, 1921. Not bad. So yeah, nothing really remarkable. Probably pottery finds were the most remarkable or interesting things. Anyway, there you go, finds box. Not only did I forget to record an intro, but I also forgot to record an outro. Still, you got to see in my finds box. And by way of apology, please enjoy these lovely baby geese. I think they're goslings, aren't they? Anyway, see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the finds today. Bye!